Welcome! Thank you so much for joining me for this self-massage video. In today's practice, I'm going to guide you through some simple stretches and some self-massage techniques to relieve tension in your hips, your legs, and your feet. So, we'll be spending most of our time sitting. You can go ahead and make yourself comfortable on the floor. When you're ready, we are going to begin our practice in a kneeling pose. So if you have any sensitivity with your knees, I recommend bringing a folded blanket underneath you for just a little extra cushion. And coming forward onto your knees, we want to tuck your toes underneath you. So this is called toe sit. Everybody's favorite pose to hate. It's kind of a tough one because it really causes us to stretch along the bottoms of your feet, and that can be an area that's actually quite tight. Especially our reliance on shoes actually works to weaken and shorten the muscles on the bottoms of your feet. So if you deal with plantar fasciitis, numbness, or tingling in the feet, could be a result of weakness and tension in the bottoms of your feet. So even though this toe sit isn't the most comfortable pose you're ever going to do, it's very therapeutic. So it's worth investing the time and practicing your patience as we slowly stretch into the bottoms of your feet. You want to work your way up to being able to do your toe sit for a minute straight. And then you can work up to 2 minutes or 3 minutes. But just take it a little at a time, one breath at a time. And from here, go ahead and bring your hands to the floor in front of you. Turn the tops of your feet on the mat, and we're just going to tap the tops of your feet on the floor, back and forth, tapping it out. All right, now from here, we are going to reach your left toes to the back edge of your mat. Then press forward through your hands. As you push forward towards the front of your mat, your left heel will flex down towards the floor. So we access a good stretch into that left calf and into your ankle. So pressing here for a nice good stretch along the back of that left leg. Then gently release your left knee to the mat. And we'll do the other side. Reaching the right toes back. Press forward through your hands, which charges your weight backwards. Flexing through the sole of your right foot. We reach that right heel down towards the floor, stretching along the back of your calf and your ankle. Stretch, 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 and release, floating that right knee back down to the floor. And from here, bring your knees together. And we're going to open your feet towards the edges of your mat, like a little wedge of cheese. Then slowly, slowly, start to walk your hands back, reaching your hips down towards the floor between your feet. Now, if your hips don't come all the way down, you could use a cushion or a block to sit on, lifting your hips a little higher. You can also keep your hands on the floor, just reaching the hips back and back and back. Eventually, the hips will come down, and we're going to make some nice, easy fists. And like we're playing the drums, we're just going to start to, tap lightly across the tops of your thighs. Just getting a little bit of circulation in there. We tap, tap, tap. Then you can smooth it out. Then bring your thumbs towards the bottoms of your feet. And start to walk your thumbs back and forth. So I'm gently leaning my weight side to side, walking my thumbs to different places on the soles of my feet. So again, this is helpful to sit on a block or sit on a cushion so that you can feel supported while still accessing these easy techniques to massage into the bottoms of your feet. Okay, so working it out, walking the thumbs all around the soles of your feet. When you're ready, you can bring your hands back down to the floor, pressing your hips back up. Then go ahead and slide your hips on down to one side or the other. Swing your legs around in front of you. So here you can place your feet flat on the floor in front of you and place your hands to the mat behind you. Then we're going to cross your right ankle on top of your left knee. And start to press your right knee open to the side as you simultaneously press your hands into the mat and lift up through the crown of your head. So we're sitting up nice and tall. The more you lengthen through your spine and press your right knee open to the side, the deeper stretch you're going to feel. Now, in this shape, you can begin to gently rock your left knee from side to side. But go slow. Take your time and see what happens when you start to incorporate a little bit of movement into the stretch. So it changes the angle of the stretch, allowing you to access different layers of muscle. And coming back to center, take that left hand. We're going to wrap your left arm around your right foot. You can try to cradle your foot with your elbow. If it doesn't quite reach, you can just grab your foot with your hand. So either way, we're going to take that right leg. You can extend your left leg out. Then start to lean your weight into that right hip. And start to roll around and explore along that right glute. So as you lean your weight into that right hip and start to roll around, you're going to find some surprises, some little treasures, some hot spots of sensation. So we want to work slowly into those tight places, tuning into your breath and working into those areas that need it. And when you're ready, we can go ahead and release. Just bringing your right foot down on top of your left leg. So now you're in a really great place to be able to do some more massage for your feet. So again, I'm coming back to my thumbs, massaging and kneading my thumbs along the sole of my right foot. So using this as a chance to improve the mobility of the foot. So we want to feel things moving around in there. You can use as much or as little pressure as you need, which is one of the great benefits of self-massage. I like to massage along the inner arch of the foot, another area that feels really, really nice. You can also wring out the foot, thinking like a twisting motion. So I'm wrapping my fingertips around the top of the foot, hooking my thumbs around the bottom of my foot, then twisting my hands in opposite directions. So there's lots of ways that you can massage and mobilize the foot. Once you've worked the bottom side of your foot, let's go ahead, turn your right knee to the sky, and now you have access to the top of your foot. So again, using my thumbs, I like to massage around the joints of the toes. Again, using the thumbs, I'm pressing down and out. So stretching the muscles along the top of the foot and mobilizing the joints around the toes. Then you can carry this all the way up your foot towards your ankle. I'm just massaging all along the top of the foot. Now, here we also have great access to be able to massage the lower leg. So, you can interlace your hands. For this right leg, we're going to use the heel of the right hand. So, interlacing my fingers, I'm going to start down towards the ankle. I'm using the heel of my left hand as support for stability. Then I'm using the heel of my right hand to squeeze into that muscle tissue that's along the side of my shin bone. So we squeeze using the heel of the right hand to work along that tight band of tissue. This is your muscles that are responsible for walking. So if you think about how many steps you take in a day, these are the muscles that are doing that work. So we want to massage it out. So you can work your way up and down the leg. If you come across any sweet spots, give it a little extra love. Okay, then from here, we're going to circle your hands around to your calves. And again, we're going to utilize the thumbs, walking your thumbs up and down your calf. Now I'm really working down kind of the midline of the calf muscle, going right down the middle, walking my thumbs up and down and up. Once you make that trek a couple of times, you can just start to knead the muscle, right? So we start to grab bigger, meatier chunks of the muscle, squeezing it out. Feels really good here. And once we work the lower leg, bring your left hand to the floor. We're just going to roll your weight onto the left hip, gently bending your right knee. We're going to come back to that nice, light, easy fist. You can begin tapping up and down the IT band. So that's that tight outer band of tissue from the hip bone down to the knee. So we start to use an easy fist, tapping your way up and down the leg. And then I like to take this even up above the hip bone, getting into more of the attachments around the pelvis. A lot of tension that hides in there you may not necessarily think of. You can even take this around into the glutes, doing some tapotement, some tapping all along the glutes. And once you feel complete, we'll just smooth it out, going smooth up and down that right leg. Then go ahead and roll back to your seat and we can work the other side. So again, we'll bring both feet down to the floor and bring your hands to the mat behind you. Sitting up nice and tall in your spine, we're going to cross that left ankle over your right knee. Press your left knee open to the side as you lift and extend up through the crown of your head. Now, as you work your way into this stretch, you can start to incorporate a little bit of movement, playing with rocking that right knee from side to side. You don't have to move fast. You don't have to move slow. You don't even have to move at all. Just allow yourself to explore and find what feels the best to you. That's what this is all about. Loving and honoring your body, reducing that tension and pain, just finding what feels good. And from here, we're going to cradle that left foot, either wrapping your arm around your foot or just grabbing your foot with your right hand. Either way, I'm going to pick up that left leg. You can glide your right leg out and then start to lean your weight into that left hip and just start to roll around. Just rock and roll in that left hip, exploring the landscape. And then again, you're going to find some sweet spots that feel extra exciting. And that's where you want to spend a little more time. Breathing into it. So we breathe and feel a sense of yes, a sense of allowing and letting go. One breath at a time, one gentle movement at a time. Working your way into that hip. And when you're ready, we'll come back to center. Sitting up, you can just place your left foot down on top of your right thigh. And now we have access to the sole of the foot to start massaging it out. All right, so we're using the thumbs to start with, working all along the sole of your foot. Using your thumbs to get some mobility in there. You know, we don't want it to be all crunchy and stagnant. We want to move the foot around. There's like 30 something bones in the feet. That might not be true. It might be more like 18. But there's a lot of bones in the feet. We want to move them all about. Massaging into the bottom of the foot. And then of course you can move into that ringing action. Wrapping your fingers around the top of your foot, then hooking your thumbs to the bottom of the foot and twisting your hands in opposite directions. We ring it out. So you can just play with that and see how that feels. And after you've had a chance to work out the bottom of the foot, you want to give a little love to the top of the foot as well. So you can turn your knee up to the sky so you can reach and grab the top of the foot, coming back to the thumbs, pressing down and out along the joints of the toes, stretching the fascia along the top of the foot, and just massaging it out there. So this should feel pretty good. Finding some new sensations, mobilizing the foot. Then we have a chance to work our way up the leg. So we're going to come back to that muscle groups right along the edge of the shin bone. So we interlace your fingers, just using the right hand to rest along the shin. We're going to use the heel of your left hand to squeeze in and compress those muscles. So there's several muscles that reside in this little neighborhood. And we want to work it out because these little babies can get real sore, real tight, especially if you're on your feet a lot. Yeah, we just stretch and squeeze it out. And once you've worked that line up and down a few times, we can glide your hands around to the back of the calf. Using your thumbs, we'll just walk it out, walking the thumbs down and up along the back of your calf there. And again, I like to work just right up and down the center, but of course this is your body. If you have any tight spots anywhere in the back of your leg, feel free to use this time to massage out whatever feels tight. And we can move into more of a kneading motion, getting bigger, chunkier squeezes, just squeezing out the calves, kneading it out. Okay, then from here, we're going to go ahead and work the upper leg, leaning your weight onto the right hip. Just sitting comfortably with your knees folded to the right side. We'll take that nice easy fist. Start to gently work your way up and down the IT band. So there's a couple of different ways that you can do this. You can use the flat part of your fist, like so, or you can use the smaller, more rounded part of your fist. It's up to you. Both are effective. It just creates a little bit of a different sensation. So feel free to explore and play around with how you use your hand as a tool. And we want to just work any of those areas in that left leg that feel tight. And again, I like to come up into that space that's up above the hip bone. And of course, you can take it down into the glutes. Right? We all know how tight the hips can get, so we want to work it out sometimes. And then once you work up and down the leg, you're starting to feel a little more loose. We're going to go smooth. Just smooth it out a few times. This really helps to calm and soothe the nervous system. And go ahead and come back onto your seat. Wrap your arms around your legs and tuck your chin to your chest. Just giving yourself a little squeeze here. Feel your spine as it rounds. And maybe you start to tap in and feel a gentle stretch along the back of your spine. And we'll just come into a nice easy seat. So sitting comfortably on your mat, you can close your eyes and just turn your awareness inward and observe the sensations that you feel in your body. Notice how your feet, your legs, your hips are feeling. Feeling more energy, more blood flow, and more breath. Thank you so much for allowing me to share these stretches and massage techniques with you. I hope that it's helping you to feel more relaxed and also more energized. So thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you next time around. Until then, namaste.